Yi Tian collects flame stones in the desolate mining district, his hands covered in scratches with giant mechanical ruins behind him. The miners, exhausted, murmur complaints about the noble's exploitation. Yi Tian returns home and gives the meager money he earned to his sick father lying on the bed. His father advises Yi Tian not to take risks.
Surviving is more important than anything else.
Yi Tian, searching for flame stones in the mining district, is stopped by a noble. His guards push Yi Tian to the ground and mock his poverty. At night, Yi Tian stands alone in the shadow of a tall tower, fists clenched, gazing at the dazzling fireworks belonging to the nobles.
One day, I'll make these flames belong to everyone.
While escaping a chase, Yi Tian loses his footing and falls into a crevice in the mining district. The scene transitions to a silent and eerie underground space. An ancient altar glows, and the seal's runes are etched into Yi Tian's arm, accompanied by his painful roar. Yi Tian attempts to use the flame seal to escape the underground ruins. A small burst of fire illuminates the darkness. Dragging his exhausted body, he finally returns to the surface. Back home, Yi Tian feels weak and can barely stand. His father, concerned, asks about it, but Yi Tian hides the truth. Yi Tian walks into the trial registration hall, where low-ranking nobles and commoners huddle in a corner. Elite nobles stand arrogantly on the other side. A noble competitor sneers at Yi Tian.
This trial isn't for someone like you. Go back to your slums.
The audience cheers inside the arena. Yi Tian stands in the center, observing his surroundings and silently steadying his breath. A group of commoners is placed in a jungle simulation, where they must survive and collect flamestone fragments. Yi Tian uses his wits to avoid stronger enemies and wins the challenge. Yi Tian meets Lin Qing in the trial. She offers to help him analyze the arena's structure and rules. Yi Tian faces a noble opponent in a soul flame duel. Their flames collide, creating a fiery explosion in the center. Using the purification property of his soul flame, Yi Tian defeats his opponent. From the audience, Lin Qing analyzes Yi Tian's fighting style.
His soul flame isn't ordinary.
The noble learns of Yi Tian's rise and secretly bribes the judges to ensure his defeat. Yi Tian forms a temporary team with commoners to fight against a group of nobles. Lin Qing provides tactical support. Yi Tian uses the terrain to his advantage, leading his team to turn the tide and ultimately win. Yi Tian practices alone on the rooftop. Lin Qing brings him a potion.
You need to protect your life.
Yi Tian faces Lu Xiao, whose flame blade shatters Yi Tian's defensive barrier, forcing him into a desperate situation. In a critical moment, Yi Tian activates the second stage of his flame seal, summoning a fledgling phoenix flame spirit to counter Lu Xiao. Though Yi Tian wins the trial, he feels his body weakening further. Lin Qing watches him with concern. The Flame King exiles Yi Tian from the city, accusing him of disrupting the noble order. Returning to the slums, Yi Tian finds more people losing their livelihoods under noble oppression. He vows to change everything. Yi Tian accidentally stumbles upon the flame ruins, surrounded by an ancient fiery aura. Yi Tian confronts past failures and fears in an illusion trial, ultimately unlocking the full form of his flame spirit. Yi Tian gathers rebels from the slums, forming the Flame Breakers to prepare for a rebellion against the nobles. Yi Tian leads his team in raiding a noble's grain storage and distributing food to the poor, earning their trust. Lin Qing reveals she is a runaway from a noble family and decides to fully support Yi Tian. The Flame King sends his army to attack the slums. Yi Tian and the Flame Breakers are forced to fight back. A team member sacrifices themselves to protect Yi Tian. In his rage, Yi Tian ignites an even stronger soul flame. Lin Qing sets up the Phoenix Array to assist Yi Tian in counterattacking. The Flame King appears, showcasing his devour flame, absorbing all nearby soul flame energy. Yi Tian burns his life force to activate the final stage of the flame seal, the Flame Domain. The Phoenix Flame Spirit transforms into a massive fiery storm, consuming the Flame King's power. The slums lie in ruins after the battle, and Ye-Tian falls unconscious. Lin King carries Ye-Tian to the Flame Tower's core, using its remaining energy to save him. Ye-Tian awakens to find his soul flame purified and no longer needing to burn his life force. Under Ye-Tian's leadership, the people rebuild their homes, creating a new, fairer order. Ye-Tian distributes flamestone resources to everyone, breaking the nobles' monopoly on soul flame power. The rebuilt city flourishes. Ye-Tian stands atop a tower, gazing at the revitalized streets. A mysterious rift appears in the sky, hinting at an even greater challenge.